We're a legs and ass podcast, right?
Yep.
We talk about it a lot because you look at a lot of good football players and they usually got legs and ass to be powerful and explosive.
Yeah.
That jumped out about you for sure, right? But now I've made you uncomfortable. All right. Yo, what's up? It's Chris Sims. It's Chris Sims Unbuttoned. Yeah, we added a little legs and ass to this show right here. Yeah, you see it? This guy right here to my left. Yeah, he's got some legs and some ass on him, all right? This is my style guy.
That's right.
And Johnny Pectoral over here, all right?
Bench only.
Bench only, right.
We're not squatting at the hotel gym. Sorry, gang.
Then this guy over here, he's just our big dude right here. He can do it all. No doubt about it. But Rushing the Field, joint podcast right here, right? Me, Joshua Perry, Connor Rogers as always. No Nicole Auerbach, who's your sidekick on the pod.
She's making her way back from Milan. She got the
real work.
We're here in Indy. And
she's big time now.
Yeah,
You know,
no doubt.
I'm here from Milan Cortina reporting on the bobsled team. That's what she's doing.
100%.
That's amazing. But what's going on, guys? You guys good?
Chilling, man. A lot of fun interviews, and the great days just keep kind of stringing along here.
Definitely. You know what? I'm jealous that I didn't get to do the D-end or interview from Missouri.
Oh,
right?
Zion Young.
Yeah, Zion Young. What was he like? I just want to hear that right off the bat because big dude, right?
Yes.
You know,
He was-
long, big frame.
He was as candid as anybody that we've had.
Is that right?
I mean, just talking about his growth as a player. He's like, people looked at me as a set the edge kind of guy, but they were like, can he really pass rush at a high level? And so he had to prove that. And then talked about this process, which Chris, doubt can set in at times about how you really stack up and measure up. And he was pretty honest with us about how he went through some of that and has had to reset his mind frame a little bit. But it was great to talk to him. He's a hell of a good looking prospect. He looks phenomenal. He was pretty open. I appreciate that.
He was born to set the edge.
Yeah.
Like you just look at him and go, okay, you're going to be able to set the edge against the run. But the pass rush green light just came on this year. And me and Joshua, like when we got here this morning, we kind of recapped yesterday. And that was the conclusion we came to of how honest he was. This was somebody that you don't see this. He played in the bowl game, non-playoff bowl game.
Right.
And he's like, I wanted one more shot to go out with my guys. And you watch the tape of it, it wasn't like he was just out there. Like he's getting into it. He's yapping. He's trying to get them one more win. So that's an NFL edge. We live in this world at the combine where it's like all these different pass rushers. But there's guys that they're going to be playing on first down, not 3rd and 11.
Right.
There's a difference right there. That's somebody that lines up on the field on first down.
No doubt about it. I mean, you got to have some men at the edge of the line of scrimmage. Does he compare to like the guy that Arizona drafted at Missouri a few years ago?
The big guy that played inside and outside.
Darius.
You're on it. Who's been hurt unfortunately for them.
But is the body type like that?
He's I would say
Darius Robinson.
I would say so. Yeah, Darius Robinson,
just
who's
square
been
shoulders, long arms.
Yes.
You're just like he looks like he was put on earth to kick ass.
Yes, same style of player.
All right, so two things, because you guys are further along than I am, and all I've heard is like, the draft isn't that great this year. It's not that deep with talent and all that. I'm a newbie here, but the one thing I'm pretty confident in, and just getting started here and looking at a few guys on film and meeting them, front seven guys are it's a good front. Like if you need a defensive end or D tackle, right?
Yep. It's a great front seven class.
This is the draft for it, right?
Yeah, all the way.
That's what's hit me here over the last 48 hours.
It's the headliner of the draft.
Yeah.
The combo between Rueben Bain, David Bailey from Texas Tech, Arvell Reese, and Sonny Styles up front. And Joshua, it just feels like there's also depth to these groups as well that you and I have gotten to talk to a lot.
Yeah, no doubt. I think the depth stands out to me. And when you start to look at these guys who maybe aren't like right off the top of your head first round pick, you start to evaluate, okay, like what traits do you think translate? What are, physical attributes that they have? We're sitting down with these guys. I'm like, every one of these dudes looks like an NFL player. And the guys who weren't quite there, you're like, well, he's got the frame to fill it out a little bit, right? Yeah, like he's got a real shot. So to me, quarterbacks maybe, right, like it's not going to be sexy, some of the positions you would want to see. If you're looking for an edge dude, if you're looking for a linebacker, like it feels like a good class to need one of those guys.
No, it definitely does. Today we had corners, tight ends, right? Definitely a few corners that are in the mix for the first round too.
Yep.
I mean, what, we think 3, 4, maybe at least right now as we sit here, 3?
Yep, Mansour Delane from LSU's locked in. Jermod McCoy, who didn't play this year from Tennessee, locked in.
You think so? He's locked in? You think he's locked in?
Just too good.
It's that good.
2024 was that good.
Damn, you got me excited.
Unless there's something medically that I don't know that's lingering from missing the year, 2024 was too good. The craziest thing is we had his technically teammate Colton Hood. They didn't get to play together this year. Wow. Yeah. Jaw-dropping, mentally impressive.
Right.
He didn't get to start at Colorado, which is wild. He transfers to Tennessee. He's the guy. The mental preparation this dude goes through is like a 10-year NFL corner.
Yeah.
I mean, Sundays, I need every cut up. I watch receivers. I know what they're doing from this alignment.
It was crazy.
Crazy.
I mean, it felt like I felt bad for the GA he was talking about that he's wearing out for all this tape. And immediately, it's like, Sunday I want to do this, and I need you to show me these types of clips. This wide receiver versus press, I need you to show me that same guy versus off, and then when he's in the slot, when all these different things, and just like robotically would go through it.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he was able to take a big step in his game because he's figured out the mental part of it.
Right. So now you're free and you can just play. You don't have to think any much because you know everything and every rule of the defense, and that's an underrated trait, as we know, to be successful in the NFL. I'm like Jermod McCoy, just back to that real. I mean, not playing, torn ACL, for you to say lock, right? Because I'm just saying that guy usually, even when we think it's a lock, isn't a lock, right? But you've got me very excited to watch him now.
It's a thing where there's a huge demand at the position. Yeah. There's a lot of teams where you go from Miami, Dallas, there's more, Rams, that will need corners depending on free agency. Yeah. And I just think the 2024 tape in this class is good enough to go in the first round.
All right.
And then those Tennessee corners, they get big matchups. Yeah. That's what you love about them. You watch them, which is, we said to Colton Hood, we were kind of surprised you went to the Senior Bowl.
Yeah.
Like your SEC schedule speaks for itself. And he's like, I love competing. I love football. I want to be out there against the best guys. And I'm like, all right, well, And mindset to me at corner, like you go through all these and you try not to, you're with a guy for 10 minutes. You don't make a total judgment for that. You got to be a different dude to play corner in this league. The rules are out to get you.
Yes.
You're working backwards, and the rules are against you. You need to be built so different mentally that matters so much, and I thought our group today was wildly impressive.
They were, and we were joking around beforehand because you get DBs, and you either get dudes that are just like big personality, or you get guys who just don't want to talk to you.
Exactly.
And all these guys came with their best. Like, they're like, I'm here to compete. They're like, I'm the guy who's well studied. I'm a guy who's confident. All the things that you would want to see, but from a level-headed perspective. Like I don't look at any of these guys as like, hey, he might be a little bit of an issue if things get crazy. Like he's going to be a hothead. Like no, he's just going to go out there and do his job.
Yeah, that position, you got to be almost crazy confident in yourself, right? That to me, and that's where we had Mansour Delaney, Jermod McCoy, Avieon Terrell, even Keon Scott, who I know is not an outside corner first round guy.
Nickel.
But the confidence in their ability just, it shows right through, right?
My one question with Terrell, because he's in the first round for every mock. He hasn't been for me.
Right.
I've just gotten away from smaller corners in round one over the year unless you are so uniquely special in a certain way. Like Witherspoon was a top 5 player for me. He was different. That was easy to see.
Right.
You're kind of facing an uphill battle to go in the first round if you're a smaller corner because it's a league of fast, physical wide receivers. So I'm curious to see. There'll probably be a team that values him that way, but I don't think it'll be consensus like McCoy and Delane.
Size is important at those positions. Size is where I've messed up at some of those positions. I think your point is real. We've talked about wide receivers. I messed up with like Emeka Ibuka and Jackson Smith and Jigba because they didn't jump off the screen with physical like explosion, right? But their size, their body control, their quick area shortness, there's a niche in the NFL for that kind of receiver, right? And I misevaluated. I had to retool my own brain here as we go forward to do all that and think about that aspect. And we see a guy like Tetairoa McMillan, right? And big receivers, they're back in vogue in the NFL. I think you're on there. Avieon had a good-looking body. He had the mentality you want from an island corner, but yes, to your point, was definitely a little more maybe frail compared to the other corners we talked about. Right. All right. Let's play. We got Kenyon Sadiq sitting here on the edge, right?
Which is
all right. So we got to get to him here in a second. But one other thing I just want to hit on, because I want to go to you, Mr. Resident Ohio State expert. All right. Well, all of them have been awesome.
Yeah.
Everyone. It's no wonder Ohio State's good.
Yeah.
It's not only are they like confident and awesome players, but like mentally you can tell they know football.
That's why we all end up on TV too.
You're
Strange coincidence.
You're pretty good at that. But then Caleb Downs, of course, we meet him. He's off the charts, awesome.
Yes.
He's a quarterback on defense, right?
Yeah.
I asked him who's the biggest freak on the team? Blah, 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 blah. He was like literally right away, man, Sonny Styles is about to show you today, right? So do you know that? Do you feel that too?
It's what I've been told, and listen, like watching the tape, I think Arvell Reese was the guy who was put in the position to look more like the freak. Sonny Styles started at safety at Ohio State, and certainly bulked up when he moved to linebacker. But like you're looking at a dude who's 6'4", he's probably playing safety at 230, and really didn't look out of place. Like he's huge, he's explosive, he's fast. You've seen the way that he covers ground. He's got this unique ability too. When you watch the tape, I don't know how he does it. It's a quick shock, and he'll just knock guys off balance. And that's the power that you see that comes through on his game where he's hard to block. So I could see it. It feels like Arvell should be the freak guy, but like Sonny has that too.
It just was shocking to me. I think everybody knows Arvell is the freak, right, a little bit. But it was shocking to me to hear like
someone else.
Like for Caleb to say it the way he said it, I was just like, I don't think Caleb would say it like that.
He's a serious
guy.
Now,
so now I'm like tuning in tonight because I'm like, damn, is Sonny Styles going to run like 4.39 or 4.4 flat or something like that?
His 40 in some places projected at 4.47. I hit the under if I had to guess.
Yeah, you would guess the under.
I think he's more 4.45, 4.46.
Right.
He might fly.
I mean, think about as big as he is, rolling like that. Like, that's insane.
It's ridiculous.
And has the frame you talked about where it's like he's not even a man yet.
No.
And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. Just as you get older, he gets thicker and stronger. And when he does that, it's just
By the way,
watch
he hasn't played linebacker that long either.
No,
like
that's
there's
crazy.
a lot of upside too.
No doubt about it. All right, we need to take a break because we got Kenyon Sadiq here waiting. He's a top tight end in the draft. We're going to talk to him. We'll be back. Chris Sims Unbuttoned right after this. Then we're going to play a little game with you after that. All right? All right. We'll be back. Peace. Yo, what's up? It's Chris Sims, Connor Rogers. We're back here at the Combine 2026. We are honored to be here with the #1 tight end in the draft. In fact, it's like there's only a few givens every year, it feels like. And
you got one this year.
You've already taken the mantle, right? Kenyon Sadiq from Oregon, baller, right? We both have had our eye on you for quite some time. But, man, thanks for coming to hang out.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me.
So you were supposed to be on another show with us earlier, Pro Football Talk with Mike Florio, but thanks to the annoyingly grueling medical thing that goes on at the Combine, he's a little late, so now he's stuck on my show, Chris Sims Unbuttoned. But so tell us what went on in the medical there.
Yeah, just lots of doctors checking you out. Want to make sure every little thing is right. It's a big investment you're putting into a player, so I mean, it's smart to just have every little insight of what's going on.
Okay, all right. So do you want to give us what were they poking and prodding on you?
Everything.
Everything. You've been through it,
Yeah,
Did you have a history of anything like as far as
this year? I had a little bit of injury history with the lower abdominal, so they just wanted to check out, and make sure that was all fine.
Right, they got to check, make sure no sports hernia, something like that.
Exactly.
I was telling the story earlier today because when I was in college, I dislocated my throwing ring finger. Right, I was a lefty like 3 times my last year, and it was to the point where it would come out a little too easy. And so I got to the Combine, and I'm like, oh, man, this is great. I'm going to go get my medical done, and I can't wait to go back and eat lunch, and I'm going to get a nap before I got to go to meetings and all that. Man, 3 hours later, it was like, what? I'm MRIing my finger.
Exactly.
I was doing it all, and I just was shocked. And the way they were pulling my knees and my shoulders, like, I have no problem, but I'm about to as hard as you're pulling it, right?
Yeah.
Where you're like, damn, that's hard.
Yeah, I was like,
I never torn my ACL, but are you trying to tear it?
Yeah,
right? It's kind of crazy.
Well, if they've seen you on the field, we know you're pretty healthy and pretty insane of an athlete. What was these last 2 years like for you? Because you're a tight end, but we get to see you used in so many different ways. The backfield as a lead blocker, the screens, running up the seam. Is there something you love doing, and what is it like having so many different responsibilities in the offense?
Yeah, I like doing a bit of everything. I think it's unique. I just like being versatile because I think there's value in that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If I can block in line or block in the backfield, block on the perimeter, but also create explosive plays as well, I think it helps the team out and it helps myself out. So I think over the past 2 years, you can kind of see my game develop and add pieces each year that have helped myself and the team.
Right. You going to work out this week?
Yep.
Let's go.
I'm gonna test. Yeah.
You're going to test? You're doing it all?
Yeah, I'm gonna catch balls at pro day, but I'm gonna test here.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
I'm impressed by that. I'm actually shocked with how many top players are going through the whole workout.
They're ready to roll.
I am.
And when you see this guy run, you'll understand why.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good idea what he's going to run. I'm not going to ask him to tell us.
What's your prediction?
4.42.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
I might know some people that know you, and I have a pretty good idea where you're going to fly down the track.
All right,
was that
I'm
close?
going to ask you. Yeah, I'm going to ask you. What? Give me the range. Where do you think? Right?
I think that'll be close.
All right, it's going to be close.
Yeah.
It's going to be in there. Okay, he's hoping for 4.39. That's what that
Let's
means
do it.
right there?
I'd love
That's
to
what he
see
wants. You weighed in everything official? Like
No, I
weighed
haven't
in?
official weighed in
No,
yet.
not yet.
I'm gonna somewhere run at least 240. I still want to be in that 240, 245 range to prove that I can run at that speed.
At that speed and that weight,
Yeah.
right? So you can be able to block some people and do all that.
Exactly.
Your versatility is incredible, like you talked about. You're one of those guys where you just turn on the TV and you're like, oh, damn, who's that guy? He looks different for a tight end. Idaho?
Yeah.
What did you look like in Idaho high school football? They must have thought you were a monster. So tell me about you in high school football in Idaho.
Yeah, obviously I was a bit smaller. I was only around like 210, 200 pounds around then. But no, it was still just playing outside receiver, kind of just throw the ball up, go get the ball type of deal. We had a really good team, so that helps too. We had a great running back, great quarterback. We ended up winning 3 state championships when I was there, so it was awesome time.
So no tight end in high school, really?
Very limited reps with tight end. Like a few lead blocking on some gap scheme, insert shovel passes. That's really about it.
Running back? They didn't even put you running back?
No, we had a great running back.
Did
so
you?
yeah, there's really no need.
Damn, look at Idaho, a hotbed for talent
he was.
over here. Yeah. Apparently, definitely.
But what are the mental challenges then moving to tight end in college? It's not like you went to a D3 school and got to learn. You're playing at Oregon, where every game is you have to win, and you're expected to win a natty or at least be in that conversation, and you're catching passes from Dante Moore. Like, what are the mental off-the-field challenges of learning that position where you do so many things?
Yeah, it's just it's different. It really is. Transitioning from one Idaho football to playing receiver and then going to a school like Oregon and playing tight end.
Right.
It was all different and all new. So just like really. For me, I wanted to be a good blocker. People just didn't think I was going to be able to, so I just, kind of looked at them and, went and just did it and got good at it. So, but, I think tight end is different because you have to be elite at so many different things. So I think it's just mastering those.
Yeah, tight end's one of the tougher adjustments, when you get to the NFL.
Yep.
Because you got to know pass game in depth, and then, of course, you got to know the run game, and then all the calls at the line of scrimmage and do all that as well.
Exactly.
You talked about your quarterbacks, and you've been fortunate in college as far as who you played with. Damn, Bo Nix and Dante Moore, holy crap.
Yeah.
But also, I just want to ask you this. Like, you went there, you're thinking you're going to be in the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
What was kind of like the mindset of Oregon and you guys when you heard, okay, we're playing in the Big Ten?
Yeah.
Was it positive? Were you guys like, yes? Or were you like, wait, that's messed up. I signed here to play on the West Coast.
A little bit of both.
Okay.
But it was mainly excitement. You know what I mean? We're the new guys, the new guys in the room, new guys in the conference. So it was more about that first year making a statement.
Right.
You know what I mean? Landon kind of harped on it. So just going out there and showing them what, Oregon football is really about.
What was the craziest environment you got to go to? Obviously, the whiteout game comes to mind for us as that statement.
Yeah,
but for you as a
yeah.
player, what stadium did you walk into in the Big Ten? You're like, wow, this is big time right now.
Yeah, definitely. Penn State's up there. Even when we're in the Pac-12, I think Washington, my freshman year, when Penix, Rome, all those guys.
That team was crazy.
That place was rocking.
Right. Yeah. All right, so you, growing up, who was your team?
Boise State and Oregon.
Okay, no, but NFL.
NFL Seahawks.
Yeah, we're in the NFL now.
Yeah,
you gotta start thinking different.
Yeah, definitely the Seahawks. I was a big Cam Chancellor fan.
Okay, all right. I like it. Little safety there.
You're kind of built the same.
Yeah.
You got about like 13 pounds on Cam.
Just so you know, that's what safeties are going to look like, right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Favorite tight end growing up?
Rob
Gronkowski?
Yeah.
Okay. You're not as big as him.
Nope.
Nope, because he's a giant. Wait, have you seen him or met him yet?
I haven't met him, but no, I could tell.
No. When he's one of those, when you meet him, and even though he's big, you go, holy crap, no wonder you were so good.
Yeah.
All right, so Gronkowski, what about right now? Anybody you kind of pay attention to right now?
Yeah, right now, obviously, I really like watching Kittle.
Yeah.
Bowers, Trey McBride, those guys all do a really good job
yeah,
right now.
Right. And they got the similar body to you, no doubt about that. All right. Number. What number are we going to shoot for in the NFL?
I'd like to stick with 18, but I'm not like superstitious about my number or anything like that. Yeah, so I would prefer 18, but at the end of the day, it is what it is.
Are you going to be cool if you have to wear like some normal ugly tight end number like 86?
It would be new for me, but I'd go rock out in it.
The old rookie camp, they put in like 45 or something like that.
But here you go. Here's number 39.
It's like,
you're like,
no.
what?
You gotta wait till
I
cuts.
can't wait. Is he going to get cut? That guy over there. That's the worst part about it. You're like, I hope he gets cut because I need that number.
So in Feldman's freaks list, he claims, and I would believe it, but I want verification from you. 41.5-inch vertical.
Yeah, that is on one of the the padded ones, so they're not always accurate when you jump up.
But like, are we getting to 40?
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
At 240 plus pounds.
Yeah.
All right.
You played b-ball?
Yeah, I did. I was really good at rebounding.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, really?
I had the Dennis Rodman comparison. Really.
There you go.
Okay, yeah. You're 240 and you can jump 40 inches. You're good at rebounding, really? If you weren't, I might have to tell you to get off the stage here. Get out of here. So in dunks, you can probably do whatever you want.
Yeah, just about.
All right. Free time.
Free time?
Yeah. What's the thing you like to do in your free time?
Man, I'm really laid back. I play a video game. I have an English bulldog at home, so we're best buds. And hang out with my girlfriend. Yeah.
Okay. What's the video game you're playing?
Really all of them. I'm really competitive, so whatever everyone's playing at the time, I'm gonna go play that and just be better at them.
Okay. All right. Your bulldog? What's his name?
Apollo.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, give me this because I always like to ask this just as we, I know you got to go and got other things to do here. Guy you're most excited to see on the NFL field?
Ooh.
Yeah, can be anybody. I don't even care if it's the other
probably
team.
just past teammates. To be honest with you,
That's
it's kind of
cool.
cool. Just like, being able to play with them, but also whether we end up on the same team or different team, just kind of crossing paths with those guys. Them accomplishing their goals, me accomplishing my goals. It's super cool.
I also feel like as a guy that I played quarterback in the NFL, and I don't think you know that, and
No, I did.
I don't care. Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Look at you. But Bo Nix, Dante Moore. I just want to ask you about those, like similarities or things that jumped out about both of them when you played with them in college.
Right. Obviously, it's a bit different. Bo being one of the most experienced quarterbacks ever in college. But, so there's that maturity and mindset, me kind of experiencing that my freshman year. Him just commanding an offense. Skill set, they both got it. Everyone knows that. It's no secret. So, Dante, him maturing from the time I've been there, from the time he got there and, decided to sit a year to, even last year, it's just night and day.
Yeah.
He learns so fast and he has a mature mindset, and I think that speaks to him, coming back for this next season, feeling like when he's ready to come out, what I mean?
Right.
So, both just, one, amazing players, and two, amazing humans. I'm super fortunate to have been able to play with both of them.
Yeah, definitely hear that. Were you surprised Dante stayed?
Yes and no. I think, he couldn't really have gone wrong in the situation, but, I think he's doing, what's best for him in his mind, and I think that's 100% right.
Right. All right, well, I just wanted to let you know the first time I ever heard your name or really knew about you was because of this guy right here.
Really?
Yeah, he was the first one where he was like, hey, wait, do you see this Kenyon Sadiq? And I was just like, okay, right, whatever. And then one day he was like, he's number 18.
You won't
And I was
miss
like-
him.
I was like, oh, I have seen him. I was like, damn, he's good, right? I didn't know what year you were or whatever.
Yeah.
I get into this process a little later than he does, but, dude, you're a baller.
I appreciate it.
We're pumped to watch you. All right, kick some
excited.
butt. Hopefully
Will
you're
do.
number 18
that'd
and
be
not
nice.
89 or something. All right?
It would work.
All right, but Kenyon Sadiq, thank you for coming on. Chris Sims Unbuttoned, man. All right, we're going to take a little break. We'll be back. Joshua Perry's going to jump back on the set. We'll see you after this break. Yo, what's up? Yeah, we're back here. Look at Shefty on his phone over here, texting, just figuring out who he's texting. Hey, where's this guy? I know.
And then I realized, like, it's people like, hey, are you going to be here? And I'm like, oh, I just talked to them.
Yeah, right.
There's no phone time here. Shefty.
All right.
That's hilarious.
You like that?
I don't got any news for you. Hey, you're the Jets traded 4 hours ago? That's what I got for you.
Well, that's amazing. That's what's always amazing about, Shefty broke, I feel like he broke rules on TV. He was the first person ever that, like, you don't need to pay attention to what's going on. Just pay attention to your phone.
I'm going to slowly, I'm going to soft launch that from now on and see how it goes. I'm never going to break news, but I'll pretend like I'm doing something important.
Yeah.
Have you ever been around Shefty? Just while we're on the subject.
Well, no, I've not. But I was I worked with Sham Sharania, who is like basketball Shefty, and he was the same way. He'd be on air like just typing out tweets. It was crazy.
Oh, if you get a chance to see, maybe he's here this week, maybe he's not. I haven't seen him this week actually, and I always usually do. Schefter can have a conversation with you and be texting.
I don't get it, man.
The GM of a team and looking at you and doing this. He's got a gift that I would go, my brain would explode.
Same.
Explode.
I was a linebacker for a reason.
I mean,
it's a different life.
I can't do it. All right, so we got some measurements coming in here.
Yeah,
right?
The arm length discourse, let it begin.
Yeah.
But it's significant, I think, here.
Yeah.
Rueben Bain, right under 31 inches, 30 7/8. Cashius Howell, another projected first rounder, 30 1/4.
Right.
So, I mean, this is going to be a combo, of course.
It's going to be a combo. And that to me, and I'll just say this first because I want to hear what you're going to say too here, is just that, one, that's egregiously short, right? Like, egregiously. Like, there's definitely going to be a faction of teams in the first round that are going to be like, man. Like, as you know, I know you know this too.
Yep.
There's some teams that go, wait, defensive end, they have to have at least these measurables, or we're not drafting them.
Or you're an outlier, to define
which
an outlier.
They could be.
Like, it's basically you don't want to make a living betting on them.
Yes.
Historical, like this, the trend tells us over our 45-year sample that 2% of the guys with this hit.
Right. Exactly.
The draft has become a little bit of a game of playing the odds.
Yes, it has.
And when you try to outthink the room, you often end up out in the street.
Yeah, you get your ass burned.
But you can hit on some. Like Micah Parsons doesn't have long arms, right? There's outliers for a reason. But he's also Micah Parsons.
Right. It's to that point, though, like, you go back and you watch the tape and you have to ask yourself, like, what has happened here that we're looking at a guy who's high production, a guy who was able to work it. Like, I look at Bain, and part of his arms are short. Like, yeah, they are. I think he uses leverage really well. Like, there are some guys who know how to make their arms just longer by the way that they're able to lean, by the way they're able to bend, things of that nature. I look at Howell, and I'm not exactly sure I'm going to give him the same benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. So I think you got to go back on the tape if you're somebody who is already in on Bain and be like, do we really feel like this is something that he cannot overcome, or are we binding ourselves to these rules that we've created for no reason?
No doubt. I am in the camp of kind of piggybacking on what you're saying there. I do think it's going to be more of a downer for Howell. Right, just because he's not the big human. It's all about speed and all of that.
Yep.
Right. So now it's like, wait, he's undersized, and yes, he's really fast and explosive, but he's undersized and he doesn't have an adequate arm length. Like, I compared him to Nick Bonito just in the little I saw.
Yeah.
Right. That's who he kind of, like, the 30 plays I watched.
The movement skills.
Yeah, the movement skills. The first step, I was kind of like, oh, he's got a little Nick Bonito in him. But at the same time, Nick Bonito's arms were over 32 inches, and they were short too. Right. So that's the thing. I mean, you'd be shocked. Like you said, it's outliers, but there's a number of teams where, if it's below 33, they don't want to really mess with the edge rusher that way. And we've seen the guy like, Kwity Paye, who had shorter arms coming out.
Yep. He's
been a good player, but certainly not the first round talent they want, right? But then on the other side of it, we got outliers like Aaron Donald, who's like, wait, he's a 268-pound defensive tackle? There's no way that can work. Oh, gosh, he's the greatest defensive tackle I've ever seen in my life.
I mean, but you got to have, like, if you're going to be the guy who is the outlier on some of these physical traits, you better have an elite skill that can cover it up. Right?
Yeah,
like, that's what it comes down to.
That's right.
And Aaron Donald, for example, like, he had a bunch of them that could cover up the size. So that's the question you got to ask.
Yeah, Bain's got the physical brute strength to you can always follow that and go, he's not going to be physically outmatched by anybody. That's the one thing you got to see him match up against top prospects at tackle in the college season, and you went, okay, nobody moves him. And then he's going to have the ability to probably kick down and be okay in other situations as well, right? So there's more versatility, room for error to your point there.
I don't think it impacts Bain almost in any way. I think teams were prepared enough for this with Howell, and there was spring measurements on Howell close to this, so they know. But, I mean, man, you start to think, there's not a lot of guys in the league like that. Nick Herbig comes to mind on the Steelers. He had 31.25-inch arms.
That's crazy.
He's a good pass rusher.
He's a very good pass rusher.
Nick Herbig did not go in the first round.
No,
Nick Herbig did not go in the second round.
Yeah, that's right.
So
this
is why this happens. And then for every Nick Herbig, there's probably 10 other guys like this that didn't make it.
100%.
There's 3 edge rushers since 1999 who have measured shorter than 31. So this is, again, I mean, the damn combine. It's 27 years later. This is 4 and 5.
It's pretty unique,
right? This is unique.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, when Pete told me, Pete done a little light so everybody knows over there, right? When he first told me the measurements are coming in, and he went, it's 30. I was like, well, we got to talk about it. Because 30 is a different level of we
were talking about
shorter.
It over on the side set. We're like, this is different.
It is.
We've
different.
not seen that.
Yeah, it definitely is. All right, let's switch to Arvell Reese just for a second. Right, because, I mean, seeing him in person, impressive, but also one of those guys where you go, it's only going to get more impressive as he gets a little older.
He's 20 years old.
Right.
That's crazy.
He gave me the impression, sitting here, that more teams are looking at him as an edge defender rather than the stand-up linebacker thing. And he made a quote there basically saying, I think I'm an outside linebacker edge, right? Teams have pretty much been asking me what I want to do and see where my mind is at. I've been telling them I think I'm an outside linebacker edge. I haven't even scratched the surface with what really I can do pass rushing, which I concur, Doctor.
I agree, too. It was interesting watching his evolution over the year at Ohio State because I think early on they used him on the edge a lot more than they did by the end of the year. So he's got to work on developing full-time pass rush, the whole deal. But I think that would be the role if I were going to place him. Part of my question with him is, as such a young guy and a guy who doesn't have a ton of experience on the field, when you go to the NFL, you're playing off-ball linebacker. You're making checks. You're adjusting to formations. There's so much in your mind. There's so much pre-snap. There's so much communication. Now, I'm not saying as an edge rusher that you don't have to think.
But it's different. You're
not playing linebacker.
You're right.
Yeah.
It's a valid point. I mean, he could get in the scheme where we talk about this all the time. They just go, get wide and go get the quarterback. And we don't give a damn what else you do. Right? So it can be that simple. It's definitely a simpler position as you're compared, you're right, to the nuance of middle linebacker and reading blocks and reading the offensive line and making sure we check to the other defense when some motion or shift happens. But, man, I would still say he's the most impressive guy I saw here. Because he's kind of got, I don't know, he's an alien like that.
Yeah, he is.
And I mean that in the most respectful of ways. Plus, I also have a theory sometimes when you're really handsome like he is, okay, I just go, I mean, you look at the stars, they're usually handsome, right? I mean, legs and ass and handsome, and sometimes that goes together.
The prospect face theory.
Right?
Yeah, he's got the superstar look.
Yeah, right. He does have the superstar look. That's what I'm saying, right? So
this is hilarious because I subscribe to that. I'm totally
welcome to the show.
Handsome dudes and bad hair. I'm out on bad hairlines too, so I subscribe to this.
All right, good. I'm glad. I wasn't sure if you were going to be like, you're crazy, get out of here.
No, he's all about it. He's also in the ass and leg seat.
Well, no,
that's what Rueben Bain was yesterday.
Exactly right. Yeah. Vrabel's big ass is there, right?
His big ass for sure.
Gives you all kinds of shit.
Oh my God,
that was great.
He gets me nervous. He definitely does. I never told you the story of why he gets me nervous, have I?
No.
Well, he gets me all of us goes back to I just lost my spleen. It's one of the first preseason games I'm going to play in again, right? I mean, so I'm like, damn. And before the game or in shorts and whatever, I'm in the corner of the end zone just throwing some balls out. I mean, he's right here. He's right here. And I go, hey, what's up? And I mean, he just ignores me like I'm not even there. Just walks right by me. So right from that point on, I was just like, damn, what the hell? He wouldn't even say anything. And then the first time I met him as a coach and saw that, he was just like, hey, yeah, good to meet you. And he just talks. So, I got a little nervous. And then he gets those Bill Parcells vibes that, in the Sims family, Bill Parcells makes, make the hair on the back of the neck come up a little bit. All right, let's get to some NFL news. The Jets trading. All right, this is our resident Jets expert. As you know.
He is.
Jermaine Johnson for the Titans, big D tackle, Texas tackle, Devondre Sweat.
Texas fight.
Yeah, so go ahead. You definitely get the first word in this one.
You don't get a lot of NBA style, like player-for-player trades in the NFL.
You're
That's
right.
what jumped
You're
out to me right away.
That, yeah.
And it's also guys that you hope are entering their primes.
Right.
It's not like... And it's also not even, they've both been busts. They've both had moments where they've been really good.
No question.
There's just some questions with Sweat. It feels like the conditioning and weight at times leads to injuries.
Right.
With Jermaine, since he tore his Achilles, unfortunately, he didn't look like the same guy last year.
Definitely
Hopefully
not.
he finds that in a scheme he's comfortable with Robert
year
Saleh.
2, right,
and
right.
2 years away from the Achilles,
Exactly.
not one. So also, this is a scheme-for-scheme trade.
Right.
Like everything I'm hearing here at the Combine, and it didn't shock me when they hired Carl Dunbar, the Jets are moving to more 3-4 looks.
Right.
They need bigger people in the middle of the field. They want Sweat, Harrison Phillips, Jawan Briggs. I think they're going to take either Arvell Reese or David Bailey at 2.
That's what it feels like with this move.
Will
Yeah.
McDonald
Yeah.
and one of those 2 guys.
Right.
Jermaine was the odd man out because also you have to make the contract decision quicker on him than Will McDonald.
Exactly right.
So he goes to a place where there's more upside for him.
Yeah.
For Sweat, Devondre Sweat, in my opinion, does not fit what Robert Saleh and their D-line coach Aaron White Cotton do.
Spot on.
So this is a scheme-for-scheme, player-for-player trade. I wish we got 10 of these every NFL season because I love them.
Yeah.
I think it's better for the players.
Yeah.
I think it's good when teams actually use creativity and
Yeah.
find these rather than here's a 4th-round pick that could become a 3.
Right.
It's a very interesting trade.
Yeah.
No notes. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you hit on it. I just go, wait, it's Aaron Glenn, Detroit Lions. What do they have? Aleem McNeil, DJ Reader.
Right.
They got, like you said, 3-4. We need people that just stand there and clog the running lanes, right? So, yeah, that's what they want with the Jets right now. They didn't have that. That's why part of the reason they got rid of Quinnen Williams. Not to say he can't do that, but he's more shoot the gap, do that kind of guy, right? So that makes total sense for them. And in Detroit, they're all about size and length. That's what they are. So now you get, McDonald with Arvell Reese on the edge with Devondre Sweat in the middle and Harrison Phillips, and you start to go, ooh, we got some big dudes up here, right?
Stop the run for once.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think you're spot on with what you're saying about Tennessee. It's Robert Saleh. It's the Seattle scheme. They don't want a guy like Devondre Sweat. The 49ers have never had a guy like that.
No.
They don't do that.
No.
They just want a guy to get wide. And, they're going to feel confident and hopefully have some information on his Achilles and where he's at in the year 2 that hopefully you're better off of that. I think it's a smart trade for both sides, like you said. But, it seems like it sets up the Jets even more to go edge for sure early on in the football draft. Biggest news coming out of here today, Anthony Richardson, right? Chris Ballard, comes out, and they say they're going to give Anthony Richardson the permission to seek a trade.
Who would be interested?
That's a tough part,
That's going to be the thing.
Like, it's the first thing that pops into my mind. I remember when he was coming out, there was like this huge debate because traits and skills and all that kind of stuff. He hadn't played a ton of football. Like, the stats were not great. And what we've seen in the league is like a busted up quarterback who still looks like he hasn't fully come on. So I'll be curious to see what the market is because there's going to be somebody. It's like the girl you meet at the bar, I can fix her.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. No,
there's always somebody who's
There
like
always
that.
is.
But
Yeah.
I'm curious what that market actually looks like.
Yeah.
Well, here's the conundrum for me.
Yeah.
He's not good enough to play this year,
Right.
now.
Right.
You hope he is one day.
Right. Not a starter.
But who has the reps to give him to get to that place, but they're not going to play him?
That's the spot we're in with Anthony Richardson. It's the problem.
Like, who can
That's
walk
the biggest
who
problem.
can walk that line? It's very difficult to figure out.
Yeah.
I mean, what does Arizona do in the pro market? Like, we think they're going to move on from Kyler. Brissett's under contract. Did they go after Malik Willis? Who are the teams that have the reps to give him what he needs? They're hard to come by in this
They
league.
are hard to come by. And he does have talent, but we've talked about, the reps, the lack of college game experience, all that. You almost want to bring him in some ways because I don't think anybody's going to really trade for him either. I don't really expect that. Because I don't know if he makes up backup quarterback material either.
No.
Right? Your backup quarterback is...
You want a low-risk guy.
Yeah, right. Exactly
who's
right.
also
Who can
healthy.
just run the offense and
Right.
hold down the fort a little bit. So where is this spot? And it's almost like you would want him to be like, hey, we want him. He maybe isn't our backup in certain situation, but he's really like the third stringer.
Yeah.
But he's the backup. If we have time to groom him and get him ready a little bit, okay, maybe. And, that's where, where does that happen? Could he go up to, let's just say, Buffalo? and sit behind Josh Allen and maybe some other veteran type of quarterback, because I know Mitch Trubisky's free.
Yeah.
And then be there and kind of be the 2-3 whatever, right? You know what I mean? And just learn. Maybe behind Lamar Jackson.
It's interesting spots.
And just do that. Just to go, hey, go there, learn from these guys. They have similar skill sets from you, right? And you don't have to be the de facto backup right away, and we can work with you. And then within that too, we have a older backup quarterback. You play the whole preseason. We don't even want to play Lamar in the preseason. You get all the reps every game. You just go. That's what you do.
That solves the problem.
I feel like it has to be something like that.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's a matter of, I mean, like you said, Joshua, it's hard to find the trade.
Yeah.
I mean, do you just kind of fade in the background to Kansas City as the 3?
Well, that's what I mean.
Chris Olauticon started a lot of games for them last year. He was kind of hanging out there for a while.
To me, it's going to be about just don't worry about where you can play. Right? We talk about this a lot. Go somewhere that if you do play, you're set up for success. Don't just go, I want to go to the place where I think I'm better than him and I can beat him, and then beat him out and get on the field. All right, but you get on the field, does the team suck? And then you're going to suck too, and now it's going to be like, oh, damn, that's the second place he's been. It hasn't worked. Right.
If the Eagles, which it sounds like they might, trade Tanner McKee, that opens up their quarterback
That's
room.
A great one.
Yeah.
That's a great one.
It's a Howie move every day.
Yeah.
Like, let me get an asset that costs me nothing and see if I could turn it into a future mid-round pick.
Exactly right. You do that, and then you sign a veteran quarterback just in case, Anthony Richardson's still learning the new offense and all that, and then you cover yourself. All right, next guy.
This one's interesting, Chris. The Pro Football Talk.
Yeah.
The Raiders want 2 first-round picks and a player for Maxx Crosby.
Yeah.
It's a big price.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of the price that's been set by some big trades recently.
Right.
Sauce Gardner, the most recent one that went for 2 picks and a player.
Right.
Adonai Mitchell was the player, so if you're looking for the caliber of player.
Yeah.
And the Raiders, they should be asking for this because an edge pass rusher on a good contract in his prime is worth this.
No doubt.
100%. Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I mean, like that, to me, who's the team that's going to get interested in that? Because to me, I think it makes a ton of sense. He's a guy that I would want.
Right, has to be a contender at that price.
Right, and to your point, it's a price that you feel like you'd be willing to pay for that kind of guy. So I'd love to see it. I know he wants to get out of there. Like, get him somewhere where he can go and compete the way he wants to.
Yeah, I agreed. I can't imagine he wants to stay with the Raiders. I do think, 2 first rounds and a player, I think is fair. I think if the main point you made is that the contract's set already. So it's different than Micah Parsons, where you were like, damn, we're going to have to break the record here.
Sure.
We got to trade for him and break the record for edge pass rushers and what we got to sign him. Max's deal is going to be very friendly. It's friendly almost now. It's going to be even more friendly next year. So not shocked, 2 first rounders. And then again, this is where I get into like the Bears. DJ Moore could be that player. The Bears, their offense is set. They need front 7 player makers, right? Maxx Crosby could be that guy, okay? And then you got him, and you got enough weapons on offense already.
Right.
The allocation of assets is the balance in the NFL. There's no point in having 3 number 1 receivers on your team. There's no point, right? So they got a Dunze, they got Luther Burden, they got Colson Loveland, they got Cole Kmet, they got a damn first awesome star quarterback of the first pick of the draft, right? So that's one where I look at it to go, that would make sense.
I think if the Raiders can pull this deal off, though, it becomes really interesting looking at them now toward the future, right? Because they got a lot of cap space, obviously.
Exactly.
I think that they're going to have Fernando Mendoza. A lot of people feel like that could be a guy that stabilizes your organization, and then all of a sudden you add in a solid little player, couple first-round picks. Like, how quickly can you turn that thing around?
No, that's been he's heard me. That's been my point with them all around. Like, you're not a player away. You're not even close to that. You need a bevy of players. And I know you don't want to trade really great players, but this might be an instance here where you go, wait, this just makes more sense for our football team right now. What's the point of us having Maxx Crosby and saying, hey, we got 11 sacks here, but we're still the 25th ranked defense in football,
Bingo.
And we can't win a football game or do anything that way. So that's where I could see that. I'm going to throw 2 other teams out that just jump out to me with the Bears. The Pats. Just a little bit.
They need that star edge player.
Star edge guy. Seems like he'd be a Vrabel type of guy, right?
Yep.
And then the Bucs. The
Without
Bucs would be the other team. The Bucs need an edge an edge guy for sure.
They have a valuable draft pick, 15.
Yeah.
So
right.
15 pick in the draft.
It would be,
that holds more weight than the
want.
Bears at 25.
Exactly right.
Like it's
or the Patriots at 31.
Right. The cutoff with this draft, it starts to kind of change the kind of player you get around pick 18 or 22 around there. It's like pick 15. It's like, oh no, we got a above average starter in this spot. Well, the return might be different then.
You feel like the Bucs are that close, like they'd be one really.
They operate that way.
Yeah,
they're one of the few teams that I feel like they try to push the chips in the middle of the table and they go for it every year, right? They're not just like, we just want to be relevant in it. Like that's where I respect Jason Light. He's looking at it, the GM there every year, going, wait, how can we win the Super Bowl? How can we do that? And I think they would be willing to do that. All right, we got 2 other tidbits of news here. Vrabel on A.J. Brown. I mean, again, first off, if anybody remembers, when Vrabel was in Tennessee and John Robinson, the GM, traded away A.J. Brown, Mike Vrabel went like this, like 4 times in his seat. He was like, what? We're trading our best player? What?
That was the beginning of the end.
That was the beginning of the end, right? So we've all looked at it. We know New England needs another playmaker on offense. There's history there. We know Vrabel likes him, right? Vrabel made a comment and said, we'll look at everything we can do to add to the roster. Do we think it's really feasible that he could end up in New England?
I think so.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I think, number one, Vrabel controls everything that goes on there personnel-wise.
Right.
So when you know how much he likes A.J. Brown, I just don't understand the future for A.J. Brown in Philadelphia anymore.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
we just sat through a year of this, Joshua.
Right. And so that's where you start to ask the question, like, he's done there. It's just a matter of the feasibility for New England, and also this idea, too, of, like, guys kind of been out of it mentally. And I know Vrabel very well. Like, he's the kind of guy that can pull you right back in. That's a bit of a risk for me, just bringing a guy in. I know they've got history and the whole deal. So I think it makes a lot of sense. I think if there's a guy who'd be like, sign me up for it, it's 100% Vrabel. And frankly, you got to get Brown out of Philly right now.
Yeah. I'll be interested. I'll echo what Howie Roseman said a little the other day. And Nick Sirianni said the same thing. They kind of tried to say he's not a distraction. And I'm going to second that a little bit, all right? I know he's been a distraction. I get you. I know it to a degree.
The book thing.
But the book
crazy
thing, he's definitely done some things where I go, don't do that, A.J. But I am an A.J. Brown fan. And I do think A.J. Brown has said some things that, they got attention, but they're like the rest of the organization in the locker room was like, somebody needs to say it. And he was the guy, right? Somebody needed to say it. And so because of that, yes, it's become an issue. And we know it's all based around the quarterback. It's all based around the quarterback. They couldn't get an offensive coordinator there to take the job with a freaking all-star offense because everyone's like, it's kind of a no-win situation. Everybody I've talked to, the quarterback doesn't listen to the offensive coordinator. He doesn't want anything on the offense. He just wants to sit still in the shotgun. So, and if we do well, there's a ton of talent. And if we don't do good, how come you can't do good with all this talent, right? And that's why they sat out there for so long. A.J. Brown, too, I wonder at his age, price tag, I don't think he would command the biggest trade, right?
I agree.
Right.
Turns 29 in June.
Right.
He's a guy that's, the way he plays,
he's wear and tear on his body.
Wear and tear. There's the words.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll be excited to see where that goes.
You're a wordsmith.
What
now.
did I say today?
No, you lifted me up when I couldn't think of wear and tear.
Wear and tear.
So you've come such a long way.
That's the first time anybody's called me a wordsmith. All right? That's for sure. I'm a word butcherer is what I am there. All right. Ravens.
This one.
Market setting.
For Tyler Linderbaum.
Right.
Who they've claimed they've made a market-setting offer. To put that in perspective, the highest-paid NFL centers, Creed Humphrey, makes $18 a year. Cam Jurgens makes $17. I would think this started somewhere in the 20s for Tyler Linderbaum.
Right in there.
You don't see offensive linemen at this age, at this height of their powers, hit the market. You just don't see it.
No.
But they are a pretty patient. We have a process organization where free agency opens, you and I are sitting there doing a show. Tyler Linderbaum might be the biggest name on that market.
Yeah, it is. First off, the Ravens don't say stuff like that unless it's real. Right.
That was a message I feel like they want to control the narrative
100%.
rather than like the agent side and the player side of, the fan side is like, why did you not re-sign Tyler Linderbaum? Well, we're making him the highest paid center. What else do you want us to do?
Exactly.
That was my takeaway from it.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's, to me as a player, like, it's an interesting thing because if I feel like I can go out in the market and I can get what I need to get, obviously I'm not going to sign the deal. However, like, highest paid in your position, like, there's a lot of intrigue to being in that organization. I know things have turned over, but a lot of guys want to play there. A lot of guys have wanted to play there for a while, so.
Yeah.
We'll see.
No, that's what you risk, right? And you get the sense when you hear something that, oh, we gave a market-setting deal, which I would agree with you. It's got to be something right around 20, I would guess, to up Creed Humphrey and where we are. Because Creed Humphrey signed that contract, 2 years ago?
I was going to say, you don't see a lot of, the center reset market doesn't happen often.
Right.
So 2 years ago, I would think it's, $20 million or whatever else. But the fact that he hasn't taken an offer like that always sometimes tells me that his agent's already heard that, somebody might pay him a little more than that,
I
right?
think Cleveland Browns,
and
they need
so,
offensive line.
Rebuilding their line.
Yeah.
So, that'll be interesting to see where that all shakes out. All right, we do have a question there.
How about this from Mo Hall? I want to know who can eat more steak, Connor or Chris. We'll throw Joshua into the mix on this too.
Well,
how many ounces of?
Well, let me just give you this.
Yeah, I think you got me here.
If I'm smoky, drinky, no one's freaking eating more than me.
Yeah, it's performance enhancing.
I mean, I'm I sit there and I've sat there next to 300-pound offensive tackles who've been like, "Damn, Chris, you eat more steak than me," right? So. But I don't know about him.
You're sick.
All right,
it's really the problem. You're sick. I can't do it anymore. I've got the old man stomach now.
Oh, the steak's too hard on you.
Last night I was pushing my plate away. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
Oh my gosh, you're getting soft.
I'm soft.
Me.
That's the problem.
Apparently.
That's
all right, so Joshua's out. He's tapping out.
Joshua's out. It's between me and it's the two meat sticks here. Me and Connor.
Performance enhanced Chris has me by a good margin. Drug testing, Chris, I might have a chance.
You might have it right. You're right.
After your wing story though, from a month ago or whatever it was at home.
Yeah.
I don't feel confident in my skills.
Yeah,
Would you take down 40 wings?
I think it was 30-something, right? Yeah, 30-something wings.
Recently?
Recently.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a Saturday. The wife was making food. She really knows how to make wings, right? She learned it from one of my ex-teammates down in Tampa Bay, right? And one of my DB, Dwight Smith, right? He had some family members that taught her how to cook the chicken wings black style, like black people like
black
it.
Style.
Black style. Yeah. That's a style. I just invented it, all right? And it was like, oh my gosh, these are good. My wife perfected it. So now when she makes it, and it's a Saturday, and I've already had a smoky and a drinky, like my stomach doesn't end when it's that good. I literally start eating the bones. I'm just like, and that's what I can get.
I ordered 12 wings 2 weeks ago and couldn't even finish all those.
Right.
And we're 30 some odd wings down. That's crazy.
We're gonna get you over the house and get you on smoky, drinky,
well,
and we'll see where it goes there.
We'll see.
All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the three amigos here.
That's right.
All right, Connor Rogers, Joshua Perry, Chris Sims. We're here. Another day at the podcast. We're back Monday, 10 a.m. live. YouTube. Me and Connor will be back in studio
I'll be
in
watching
NBC.
you guys.
You'll be watching.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. You know where to find us, everybody. Thanks for everybody tuning in. All right. Hope you enjoyed the combine. Chris Sims Unbuttoned here at the podcast. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time.